all the candidates for personally bringing their flyers down to the barbershop. That was unity. Thank you all. Question, along with this young lady. By me being a barber in the community, I see firsthand the criminals before they reach either one of y'all, or prosecutor, lawyer, or judge. And I have a question, and I need some answers to be able to tell my people. Number one, what would I tell somebody who has a felony and they're out here in society and they're trying their best, they're trying their hardest to get a job, but when they go get a job, everybody discriminates against them because of their felony? What do I tell them when they're trying to move into certain neighborhoods and they're being discriminated against because of their felonies? And now here it is, they back up against the wall, and then they got all these different fines from the different court systems, and they have to go back out here in the streets and hustle and sell dope just to pay to stay out of jail. What alternatives can I get from all three of y'all to help my people that I see and deal with every day, because it's getting real frustrating? And I know I had a guy just Friday came to me, started crying. He said, "Foundation, man, I'm getting ready to go rob this bank." Guy, as soon as I pulled up at the shop, first thing he told me, all I could do was sitting down in the shop. I gave him a free haircut and I gave him $25. The guy is still here right now. The bank's not robbed and nobody's hurt. These guys getting frustrated. They want to be a man, they want to be a father, they want to take care of their kids, but if they got that felony to keep, what do I tell them? Because you know, I'm working with all three of y'all, no matter who be in office. What can I tell them? Because this is very urgent right now.
One of the things, you know, we have to take this in stages. Generally, when you're released from the DOC, you're on parole or probation, and there are, well, I used to, over community corrections, they had the employment program. I used to conduct mock interviews of people who were recently released from the DOC, and they would mention that. But at the initial stage of parole or probation, I encourage them, when they look for a job, all right, to let that prospective employer know that with them being on parole or probation, that's an extra benefit for the employer, because this person is being closely supervised, and in fact, that employer can call the probation officer or the parole officer if things aren't going quite right. So this should help the employer, you know, put his mind at ease. But if you're talking about someone who's been out a long time and didn't, I'm trying to understand that.
I mean, over 5-10 years, I know. So the felony follows you till you die. It don't never get off. It never gets off. You can be clean for years, but it always follows you. And being frankly, because I know this whole room is scared of people look like me, so we have to do something, a preventive maintenance program to prevent this prison system from getting overpopulated. It's already at 4 million right now. Right now, 4 million people. As of 2008, the United States is the #1 in the world incarcerated. Right now. So
I know you want to say something. You always do.
I'm a prosecutor.
I don't even know what I was going to say. It's going there quick.
That's old age.
I just need some answers to tell
Yeah,
them so that I can tell them something that's going to be concrete.
Oh, yeah. Are you saying perhaps looking at your legislature for something? Wait a minute, let me just ask. As far as expunging that record and
I'm
moving
not
that?
saying anything. I'm just asking for answers that I can tell them.
Well, I know that.
Thank you. There are some states that have laws that after a certain amount of time, staying clean, staying out of trouble, you can get your record expunged. We're not one of those states. Maybe that's something to talk to your legislators about. Right now, it's limited to, you know, there's a way to get it expunged, but not for the serious offenses. And I know I have heard this 100 times. You know, in this economy in particular, when employers have 15 people looking for a job and they're all qualified the same, one of them's got a felony, they don't want to hire him. I know that. I've heard it from lots and lots of people. I don't know that there's an answer for that. You know, that isn't part of educating people who hire people, and that's, you know, we've been fighting this thing for years. It's not going to change overnight.
I'll try to make this quick. First of all, obviously in my labor and employment practice in the federal, you know, now you can ask on an application, have you been convicted of a felony? So you're right away foundation, there's discriminatory intent behind that with employers. However, to ask you what can you say and what can we do? The nice thing about Allen County is that we currently have programs already in place that are available to us, to some of these individuals who are out there, that if they come to you, Foundation, that you can send them to places like the United Way, the Urban Task Force, to say, go here, get some education, so that you can go and tell the employer, because a lot of times the employers on these applications and the screening process they go through, if you can show them some sort of certificate, and it's not a magical certificate, but if you can show them that you've been through a rehabilitative program. For instance, right now there's a brand new program that the jail ministry is working on called faith-based mentoring. And these are specifically for felons that can go into these programs and to get educated, to get mentored, to learn life skills, so that when they come out of them, even though they have to write it on there, and a lot of these, in a collaborative effort, the court system needs to start utilizing more. I mean, that's what I was kind of talking about, being out there and understanding some of these. If the court system needs to be better, and the judges need to be better in figuring out what is already there and what we can send them to help grow them back up to be leaders or successful in the community. Now keep in mind, and don't misplace any of this, if you have a felony, that is the law. If you break that law, then you have that felony. You know, again, the law doesn't discriminate, so they gotta take responsibility for that. I think the issue becomes, what do we do with those individuals, and what programs do we already have in place that we can utilize and collaborate with, that we don't have to put more taxpayers' money into, that we can then take those individuals and truly rehabilitate them, to put them back into our community, to be productive and be potential leaders overall. And I will just say this, in Texas they had a great program that did that, and that's where a lot of this has come from. And if we can move some of that into our county, I think it'd be helpful.
But one thing is the employers, Foundation, like over Stewart Manufacturing, you know, if somehow, some way, I don't know, through the chamber or somewhere where some folks can get to employers who may be willing to take a chance. And those people going to the employers would have to be able to like vouch for certain people or something, because there's got to be a window in there where an employer is willing to take a chance, and I just don't have an easy